Hello everybody, Ollamh here, and welcome back to Sierra Saturday. It's been a couple of weeks or so, but we are back with more Laura Bow, and this one, Laura Bow in The Dagger of Amon Ra. So let's go ahead and watch the introduction and then jump into the game, shall we?
There is still time to correct this most grievous misunderstanding, Mr. Carter. The Dagger of Amon Ra must be returned to Egypt.
Stay out of my way, or I'll thrash you within an inch of your life.
Surely you can find a way to accommodate everybody's wishes.
Who are you to tell me what I can do with my own property?
Your property? What authority did you have?
The authority of the Egyptian Antiquities Service. So if you don't like it, I suggest you waddle on back to Egypt and complain to your own government.
Would it not be better to work this out diplomatically?
This isn't a case for diplomacy. It's a case for your acceptance of the situation.
It is not just my acceptance at issue, Mr. Carter. Frankly, some of our people are quite upset, moved to take drastic measures if need be.
Are you threatening me, you malodorous little man?
Mr. Carter, there are some who would rather fight back than allow their country to be stripped of its national treasures.
Any fat savage who lays a finger on my exhibit, or threatens me, will find himself in deep trouble. Do I make myself clear?
As clear as the water of the oasis, Mr. Carter.
Be careful with that steamer trunk, young man. It's exceedingly valuable.
It sure is heavy, Mr. Carrington. You got gold bars in here or something?
The contents of my trunk are not your concern. Now be a good lad and take it to my taxi. The Countess is waiting.
New Orleans, 1 week later.
Are you sure you've got everything?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got Sam's address at the paper?
Yes, Daddy.
You've got the money I gave you?
Yes, Daddy. Don't worry.
Put some money in your shoe. New York's a big city, and there's a lot of crime there.
Look, I'm going straight to the paper. What could possibly go wrong?
Let me give you a little more money, just in case.
Dad, I've got to go.
Godspeed, Laura. Call me as soon as you get there.
I'll be fine, Dad. I'm going to make you proud of me.
I already am, honey.
Excuse me, dear, are you a secretary?
Actually, I'm starting a new job as a reporter for the New York Daily Register News Tribune. My name's Laura Bow.
How nice. I'm Irmgard. Is this your first trip to the big city?
Am I that obvious? How could you tell?
By the way you keep glancing out the window, dear. I did the same thing the first time I came to New York. The tall buildings, the people rushing around, it was all so exciting. Then I stepped off the train and got mugged.
How awful!
It's the New York experience. Thank you, dear. You're very kind. I've enjoyed traveling with you.
Do you need any help getting home?
No, dear. I'll be fine. Thank you.
You're sure you'll be okay?
Yes, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodness gracious! My suitcase!
Can you spare a dime, miss?
Certainly, sir. I'm always ready to help those who are less fortunate.
Well, that's just peachy. Give me all your money then.
Excuse me?
Hand it over.
This seems very unfair.
Welcome to New York, kid.
I'm not gonna let a little bad luck ruin my day. Hello, New York. Laura Bow has arrived. My destiny awaits. Nothing can stop me now. I really want to thank you for hiring me, Mr. Augustini.
For hiring you? I don't even know who you are.
I'm Laura Bow. I believe you know my father, John Bow.
Ah, John Bow's daughter. Now I remember. How is he?
He's fine, and he says hello. He wanted to know if you still had that newspaper clipping on your wall about the explosion of the Hindenburg building in New Orleans.
Yes, your father was the first cop on the scene of the explosion, and he let me into the wreckage so I could cover it for the paper. I rescued Rupert Hindenburg from his burning office, wrote about it, and made a name for myself as a reporter. I owe John a lot for that. Think you could handle being a reporter for a big city paper?
I'll do my best, sir.
We usually just hire men for this job. It's rough out there, and you're kinda small.
I can do it, Mr. Augustini. Just give me a chance.
All right, as a favor to my old pal John, but I'll be keeping a close eye on you.
Thank you, sir.
For your first assignment, I want you to write about a burglary. Some kind of fancy knife was stolen from the Lion Decker Museum. I'll arrange for you to attend the fundraiser at 7 o'clock tonight for their new Egyptian exhibit. Everyone will be there. Tell them you're covering the society news so they won't clam up on you.
You won't regret it, sir. I have a nose for news.
Just keep your nose out of trouble. Here's your official notebook and your pencil. It already has Crodfaller's notes in it. Have the story ready by 3 tomorrow, or you're out of a job.
Act 1. Laura Bow. A nose for news.
Laura Baines, right?
Laura Bow, sir. And I believe you have the advantage.
Crodfaller rhubarb, ma'am, though you can call me Rube. So I suppose you've already met Sam.
Yes, he's very colorful.
That's
Don't
one
let
way
him
to put
shake
it.
you. He's tough on the outside, but inside he's got a heart of stone.
I'm sure he... Pardon me? What did you say?
He's an asshole.
Never mind. Just pulling your leg. Why don't you take this desk right here and we'll get you settled in?
That's very kind of you. Mr. Augustini sort of left me on my own. I have to start on this story about a burglary at the Lion Decker Museum.
Okay, so now that we're in, holy crap, that was a long intro, but it gave us a lot of stuff. So somebody was murdered and put in a steamer chest. We saw that. Somebody found the Dagger of Amon Ra, claimed it, brought it to New York for the part of the exhibit, but some Egyptians want it back in Egypt, understandably. The voice acting is a little wonky in some areas, like the stevedore, the young face, red hair, deep voice, like, it just doesn't quite match. But we do...
It's your official New York Daily Register News Tribune reporter's notebook.
That is a hell of a name!
Tabs for people, places, and things.
Okay. Is there a way to have... Yes, okay, both. I want both. Both. So let's see here. People. Sam Augustine. Pippin Carter. Okay. I don't think we can actually, look at anything. Okay, so if we sit down at our desk...
This is now your desk. It's very old and looks like it hasn't been cleaned thoroughly in years, but it's sturdy and serviceable. It looks like an old desk blotter. Don't touch it. You peel up a corner of the blotter to reveal a small key. You pick it.
So, key, and what looks like a...
You unlock the drawer. Unfortunately, the key permanently jams itself in the lock. Let's hope you never want to lock this drawer again.
Can't see as I'll need to.
A press pass. It reads, Press. Your pants while you wait. Low-Fats Chinese Laundry, 5858 Broadway Avenue, New York.
Well...
You pick it up.
I suppose that'll work. Seems kind of cheap.
It's a waste paper basket conveniently situated next to the desk.
Awesome. Is there anything in it?
You find a curiously heavy object in the trash. You pick it up and...
All right, so we have a baseball.
This baseball has been autographed by Bob Ruth, Babe's unknown younger brother. Bob never made it out of the minor leagues because he was incapable of violence and therefore would not harm a baseball by hitting it with a bat. Bob eventually quit baseball and became a successful psychiatrist.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Although your vision is...
So, the way we go through and ask people about stuff is...
What can you tell me about Sam?
He's a perfectionist. I badmouth him now and then, but, well, he's given me plenty of breaks, so I owe him a few.
So yeah, that's how we ask about stuff. So like Pippin Carter. Who is Pippin Carter?
What can you tell me about this Pippin Carter character?
A queer bird, if ever I've met one. Kind of comes across as cultured, yet he's a loudmouth, you know what I mean? He's got a chip on his shoulder the size of the Brooklyn Bridge. He'll try to cut you down, just shake it off. That's what I had to do.
It's a little cumbersome, honestly, when you want to ask about something.
What should I know about Archibald Carrington?
Carrington hasn't been in the States long. He's from England, but somehow he doesn't quite come off on the level. Call me stupid, but I just think the guy should be more concerned about museum property vanishing. His first month on the job, too.
Okay, that's interesting. Ryan O'Reilly.
Have you dealt with Detective O'Reilly?
I know he's assigned to the case. I didn't get anything out of him. Maybe you'll have better luck being a lady and all.
That's sexist. Granted, this is set in the 20s, so...
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Rhubarb.
What's to tell? I'm a reporter for this paper, probably since before you were born.
But I want to know about the real Crodfaller T. Rhubarb.
You mean there's another Crodfaller T. Rhubarb? No two sets of parents could be that cruel.
That's okay, Mr. Crodfaller. You don't have to tell me about yourself if you don't want to.
Rube.
Who are you calling a... Oh, Rube's your nickname, isn't it? Sorry, I forgot.
Did you ever actually tell us that? Who is this low-fat guy?
Tell me about low-fat.
The old laundry guy? What's to tell?
Why are we using his clipping as a press pass? So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff to go through, really. Like the press pass.
What is this?
I'm not sure. Hand it to me and I'll take a closer look at it.
Okay, things, miscellaneous, burglary. What do you know about the burglary?
Were you able to get any leads at all about the burglary at the museum?
No, hadn't been working on the story very long. I went to see Detective O'Reilly down at the police station, but he was pretty tight-lipped. I was planning on talking to Ziggy down at the speakeasy. He's a stoolie, usually good for a tidbit or two.
Ziggy!
Any other leads I can follow up on?
With due respect, ma'am, it's going to be your byline on the story, not mine.
Point taken, Mr. Crodfaller. Rube.
Places. Speakeasy. What about the speakeasy?
Where can I find this speakeasy?
Just ask any cab driver. They'll take you there. It's the place disguised as a flower shop.
Oh. Do I need anything special to get in?
Who is Ziggy?
He's what we politely call a stool pigeon. Basically, the guy squeals for cash. Amazing that the guy hasn't had his neck broken by now.
There's a good likelihood he's going to have more than just his neck broken by the end of our story, but that's...
One notice reads, when covering formal events such as embassy parties, please dress appropriately. We've had complaints about reporters who refuse to dress properly at social events.
Okay.
One of the notices reads, some of our employees have been asking for a 40-hour work week, as has been proposed by Mr. Henry Ford. This is not an automobile factory, this is a newspaper. News happens 24 hours a day, and we need to report it.
Wow, that's just all kinds of I mean, historically accurate, but kind of speaks to today, where it's like, no, news happens 24/7. You have to.
One of the notices reads, stolen, 1 Victrola, reward offered. No retribution will be exacted.
Okay.
One of the notices reads, Dr. Darwin DeLoring will be hosting a symposium, Jazz, the Charleston, and Other Sins of Our Times, to be held in the cafeteria next Tuesday. All repentant souls are invited to attend.
Wow, yeah, that's...
One notice reads...
Okay, so it looks like that's all of the notices. So we can leave. And we're going to go ahead and save. Because that is all the time we have for today. Yeah, just a really, really long intro. But, I mean, like I said, it does set up the story pretty well. I do like the fact that it's voiced and that you can listen to both the voices and see the text at the same time. That's nice. That's something that, as you saw with some of the other games we played, they didn't always have both. Sometimes it was just you had to do one or the other, which really sucks. But we're into it. We're in the big city. We're taking Laura around, and she's gonna be the best news reporter ever, I'm sure. As always, thank you guys very much for watching, and don't forget to press the subscribe button down below so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions.
If you wanna see some crazy,
Cheerio! Welcome to our summer term 2009. You have been assigned to room 34. We were able to accommodate your request to room alone.
He was able to travel unimpeded because he traveled for so long at near light speeds that everyone assumed him dead.